Yet another JavaScript analysis extension that is available to us through Burp's BAP store is Retire.js, and this is a handy extension for flagging potentially vulnerable JavaScript libraries. It relies on a database of known vulnerable libraries, and it looks across our application to see if any of them are used by our application. So if I go to this target sitemap here, and I right-click on the target, I'm going to passively scan this host because Retire.js is implemented as an additional passive scan, so it will trigger whenever Burp is doing passive scanning. In this case, I'm going to do an explicit passive scan, and as you can see, it's identified two new items for us. It is flagged, actually in both cases, the same Angular JS library, which is vulnerable and in fact is used in a vulnerable way in this application, right? It doesn't, just because there's a vulnerable library, doesn't mean that the vulnerability is going to be immediately exploitable in the target application. We need to do the exploitability analysis to determine whether whatever is at issue with that library is actually used in a vulnerable way in the target application. Nevertheless, it's a good thing to flag to ensure that, if you're doing a security assessment, a pen test, that the development team is aware that this is a vulnerable library, and so they can avoid using it in a vulnerable way and hopefully in the near future replace it. Although that can be easier said than done within a pen test report.